Have you guys ever been shopping for a Supreme shirt and wondering, dang, what size do I even get for this thing? Well, don't you worry, because in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys the perfect sizing guide for a Supreme shirt. Hey everybody, I'm Massimo, and welcome back to the only channel on YouTube that covers in-depth videos of cars, fashion, lifestyle, the Show Me channel. And today I'm going to be showing you guys how to get the perfect size Supreme shirt. You guys absolutely kill it when I make tutorial videos on these kind of things, so I figured why not continue on with Supreme shirts. I do read you guys' comments and know that you guys do ask even about Supreme shirts. So before we get into this tutorial, be sure to like and share for that YouTube algorithm, as well as subscribe. Any support would just be awesome. Now let's get right into the video. Alrighty, so the reason why Supreme shirts can be a little bit hard to size is because they are streetwear slash skater themed aesthetics, so they're gonna have a more like casual and relaxed fit, a little bit looser. One thing to note that this is more common for the newer Supreme shirts past 2017. Before 2017 they actually did come in more slim, skinnier formats, but now they're a little bit more loose with their t-shirts. And I know some people that have bought Supreme t-shirts in the past and was like, whoa, this is a little bit more roomier than I thought it would be. Don't worry guys, it happens. Also, another thing I am experiencing is there's actually difference in sizing when they do collabs. For some reason, when Supreme does collabs with other brands and stuff, they tend to run a little bit bigger than usual. So that's one thing to keep in note too. This is basically for the general Supreme shirts that you're going to be finding and getting. And also note, if you are getting general Supreme shirts, these things are made of 100% cotton. So they're going to be very comfortable. However, when you wash these shirts, they do tend to shrink up a little bit too, which is another thing you guys should know. So yeah, washing does matter. So if you guys want the t-shirt to keep the same size, please do a cold wash and just have it air dry. Alrighty, so here's what a normal Supreme t-shirt looks like on body if you're about 160 pounds and about 5'11", 6 footish. Normally when I buy t-shirts, I go true to size, which is about a medium. And this t-shirt is a medium. And as you can see, it does fit pretty well. However, it being streetwear and skater theme, it is a little bit more loose. So the shoulders pretty relaxed, the sleeves are pretty low, and the t-shirt does tend to hang down a little more low than usual. Like here's where my hips are, and this is where the t-shirt hangs. I think this is just perfect just for me. However, if you're like a little bit skinnier and the below average height, this might be just a tad too big. So I would recommend that if you're smaller and skinnier, that maybe you should size down a little bit. Like if you're a medium, I would go with a small. However, if you are larger, I think you're also going to be just fine just going true to size. It just won't have as much as that like relaxed look. It would kind of feel a little bit more slim. Now, if you do want to go with that trend right now of wearing things oversized, if you are of 160 pounds, 6 foot, I would size up, and then you're gonna have that kind of very low hanging streetwear look. And if you're larger, I would probably recommend getting 2 sizes up. For instance, if you're like a large in these, I would probably get in 2XL, and then you probably achieve that oversized look you're going for. But if you're smaller, I would actually go true to size, because this is already relaxed and everything, and if you're smaller and skinnier, it's going to give you that look. But yeah, it's just a little tricky on these t-shirts, especially with the newer t-shirts. If it's the older t-shirts, like I said, like before 2017, they're gonna fit even more true. Like they're not gonna have like this relaxed low hanging look. They're gonna fit like up to here and slim. Sorry this all sounds a little confusing. I know it can be tricky to find the right size for these Supreme shirts, but I always say if you ever feel like you're a little bit unsure about the size, just go a size up. You're gonna regret getting something that's too tight rather than something that's too large. Because if something is too large, you're gonna just be like, oh well, I'll just wear this when I want to go oversized today. Once again, just be sure to always check whether the t-shirt's an earlier tee or a newer tee, because that does matter. And also check for collabs, because collabs will run bigger. And not like celebrity collabs like the Playboy Cardi collab here, but like collabs like when they do like Supreme North Face and those other, brands that they do. But yeah, I think that's all you guys are going to need to know for this Supreme sizing guide. What do you guys think about it? Comment down below your opinion, like and share for that YouTube algorithm, as well as subscribe. Any support would just be awesome, and I'll see you guys in the next video.